ship, and you want to think my money, I'm going to do it to you. Plain and simple. I'm going to dial it up. I'm going to tell the DEA, listen, so and so I know is doing so and so, blah, 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 blah. You don't necessarily see him dealing, but he do. Just keep an eye on so and so and his family member. I'm gonna let them know, because while you was doing all that, I'm an officer. I'm checking you out with all your movements. All your movements. It may not look like I'm looking, but I'm looking, son. Because I can't get you off my tail. So I'm looking to see how you deliver your drugs, who's delivering your drugs, how you getting your drugs, when you getting your drugs. All that. Because I'm an officer. By heart. It's in me ever since I was a kid. Wanted to do something with law. And I became an officer. So I'm watching you. So therefore, since you won't get off my neck, I'm going to tell your business. You're not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. We both going to be miserable together. Because since me having a man concerns you, or relationship, and you want to cock block my son from getting a city job, and you want to do stuff to my family, why should I let your family grow and fester the world and make other people's mess? No, I'm not going to do that. If I have to die, I die. I'm going to die owning me. You're not going to own me. You're not going to scare me to shut up, especially when you keep bothering me. You're not. So you want to scare my man from coming on the block to see me? All right. I'm going to tell DEA how you get your drugs transferred. You and your little crew. And who's in your crew? The ones I know. And usually when you into the drug game or whatever, that's not all you into. You into credit card fraud or something. Or kidnapping women. Yeah, because it gets deeper. That's why I'm telling you, these officers on island, it gets deeper. Because now they're making money with the drugs. Oh, but now, I could wrangle up some prostitutes. And how I'm going to get all these cute women to want to be prostitutes? You kidnap them. Or you force them into doing it. Or like my ex-boyfriend say, you can't leave off the block. You can't screw nobody else but who I send. So you force these women into prostitution, because that's what was going on my block. They was forcing these young ladies to be prostitutes. Because now it's another factor that came on the block. You understand? First you're selling your little drugs or whatever the case may be. So now the money is good, I guess. So now you're looking for another outlet of how to make money. So maybe you had one girl who, wanted to do it. She wants to do it. She wants to sell her body. That's her body. She do what she wants to. But then you can't find enough women who want to do that. So then you start forcing young ladies into doing it, or you go around the projects, because a lot of projects young ladies, they be having problems and so and so. So you force them or you drug them, and there go your business. Now you're a pimp, and you and your crew is watching over your drugs and watching over your women. And that's how it is. So, you make me miserable, I'm going to make you miserable. But I'm telling the truth. You want to lie. Because anything you say about me, FBI can come check. DOC can come check. Oh, she does this. Go ahead, check. You want to make up stuff. Oh, she's sick. Or she's this. Or she's that. She's not acting. She's not acting right. Yeah, maybe you drugged my food. Like you did Officer Manley's. Or did she say she drank a Red Bull that day? Because she was acting real erratic that day. And that wasn't her. So I don't know if, you know, that's what happened. But that's the kind of stuff they do. That's the kind of stuff they do. When they can't bring you into their fold, they try to dirty you up. They try to make you, look insane. So, anytime you open your mouth, nobody believes you. Because who's going to believe that everybody's after you? But they don't know the tactics. They don't know the technique. They come on your block to check on you from HMD. They get to know somebody. They hear the accent, and they all start, oh, you from Jamaica? I'm from Jamaica, blah, blah, blah. And they start talking, blah, 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 blah. And what do you do? I'm Miss G supervisor, blah, 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 blah. And that's how it starts. Or, like the Trini guy, Anderson Baptiste, because that's his name. Somebody gave me his name the other day. A couple of months ago. Get to know Captain Franklin, and they want you to smuggle they drugs into jail. No, not me, sorry. Or they say, oh, you're Jamaican, I'm Jamaican. You're Trini, I'm Trini. Blah, 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 blah. And depending on what factor they from. Or you're Haitian and I'm Haitian. And the one thing about the Haitians, they only recruit Haitians to do all the delivery and stuff like that. But when it comes in, they use other factors. So that's why they had Captain Purdy now, because she was an officer. Then she became a captain. Like I said, she transferred to the West so she can get transferred back to 95. Because she had to work in 95 in Upper 911 for Canty. She's Haitian, Burks, people inside. Now my neighbor, I don't know where her son is. Maybe he's in jail. He's Haitian. You understand? If what's his name is not there and he got transferred. Yeah, all these. They set up their little crew. So now that they can get the drugs in with Burks and Purdy bringing it in, and they give it to the Haitian inmate or whatever inmate they trust. That's for the Haitian side. I'm not talking about the Jamaican side or the Spanish side now. So now it's in the jail. So now they have to get it distributed. So now that's when they start talking to other factors like different nationalities, because they don't know who brought it in. All they know is in. So now they need other people to start distributing it and get into the other side of the island and getting the customers. So I wasn't part of the crew. But I wasn't dumb enough just to sit there. I sat there and observed all the nonsense that was going on because I had to know who's doing what. Because they was after me. Nothing I can do about that. I try to blend in or whatever. No, it's no more blending in for me. Now they after me, so they're gonna try to, torture me, and they did. But I kept my head up. I kept praying to God, and kept my head up. I'm like, you're not gonna get me. I don't care what you do. You're not gonna get me to be a drug mule. Sorry. You're not gonna get me to be a drug dealer. That's not me. And even if they was nice, I don't need that kind of money. Corrections pays me good enough for me to do what I'm doing. And then they find whatever reason they want to investigate you. They had no reason to investigate me. But their reason, is hidden because they want to find stuff on me. They want to make shit up on me. Nothing. So it's not going to be, I say all that to say, and like I said, if anybody from DOC is, listen, just check up on, the Chantel Ragunanan and the Franklin and the Anderson Baptiste. Because I don't know if he ever been in jail. But he lived on my block. He lived in my building, matter of fact. Because my building, one side was Haitian. The whole side was Haitian. And then the other side was everybody else on the first floor. He lived right by the apartment, by the elevator. As soon as you open the elevator, straight across, right there. But on one side was all Haitians. All Haitian. Family. All of them was family in different apartments. I had 4 apartments over there. All of them was family from different things. And then on the other side, my neighbor was Jamaican. And then it was Chantel. She's Trini Indian. Then it's my mom, and then another neighbor, I forget what country she's from. And then above me was Anderson's best friend and cohort. I don't know his name. I think his sister name is Smith something or the other. So, yeah, they surround you. They get to know people around you. And then they want to take away your happiness. So if I'm gonna be dating, you know, this person, this guy, he has to have thick skin. He have to be a little brave because they might come after him too. Especially if you're not listening to them. Why are you going to see her? Or they try to make you a mule. They try to scare you. Oh, it's a whole bunch of us, you know. And then they know people in PD, so they try to falsely accuse you. Something. Because that's what PD is good for, falsely accusing people. And then you looking at people looking at it as, oh, she's a troublemaker. How come nobody like her? Yeah, because all of y'all been tainted. All of y'all been approached. All of y'all into y'all bullshit, and I'm not. So y'all think maybe I'm better. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm better than nobody. I think I'm exactly the same. It could have been me on the other side, on the other team. I just chose not to be on that side. That doesn't make me think I'm better. It's just not something I want for my life. But people, they don't understand that. They don't understand that you don't want to be a drug dealer. You don't want that extra 5G, if that's what they giving you, the extra cash. I mean, what the hell do I need all that illicit money for? Can I really enjoy? Can I really enjoy that money, knowing how I got it, knowing what I had to do with it, knowing that people is pressuring me? That's what I'm saying. That's even if you're getting paid. Because they blackmailing you. Do they actually pay you? I don't know how the drug game goes. I don't. I don't know if, you know, the depths in them paid them or threatened them or, to get them to do whatever they do. And people try to explain to me. I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know how much money cigarettes cost in jail and how you get payment on that. I don't want to know. It's none of my business. I don't want to. That's not my game. That's not my rap. I don't want to know that. And you watch and you see all these young ladies running from town to town, country to country, making it look like they having a good life, and they smuggling drugs. You ain't fooling me. Anyway, hope DOC can do some checking, to see that I'm not lying. Because they're gonna claim, oh, she's lying, or and so, and she was a trouble this person and nobody liked her and this and that. No, that's not true. I barely spoke to anybody. How would they know? How would they know if they like me or not? I spoke to a couple of officers there, and not even intense. Hi, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I hung out with one officer, and guess what her name is? She's not part of them. I don't know if they family. I doubt it, but she just has the same last name as them. You know, she was one of the good Johnsons. So see, it's not all the Johnsons that's involved in this nonsense. Yeah, my best friend in jail was Officer Johnson. She's mad cool. She wasn't involved in none of that nonsense. And people just couldn't understand, why is she hanging out with Miss G? How come they so good friends? Because she was a real person. She was a nice person. She wasn't into that bullshit. And like I said, I don't know if they was family or relatives or whatever. No. She was related to I don't know if she want me to say, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Oh yeah. And the officer that Rochester married was Officer Epps, in charge of commissary. Epps was a cool guy. I don't know if she did get him into it or not get into it, but that was her husband. That's why she married. He was in charge of commissary. Officer Epps, tall, skinny guy, dark skin. Yep. Strategic. I'm not going to give you the other officer's name that she was involved in. I mean, she was involved with many officers, but this particular one, like I said, he was no longer in 95. He moved, but he was in an area where they probably needed the drugs to flow. So she was trying to recruit him. She was in a relationship. He was in a relationship, I heard. Well, thank God I didn't get into that, but because I didn't know he was living with somebody. But he was living with somebody, I heard. And she, of course, I heard she was living with her baby father. I think she had 3 kids with the guy, this Trini guy. And yeah, they was having an affair. Yeah, they actually slept together, yes. But I found out later, you know. And but when I earlier on when I found out that she was interested in him, like I said, I backed off. I didn't, talk to him or anything like that. But she likes to show her prowess just like the rest of them. Who's in charge? What she can do to hurt you or whatever. So, it's a whole bunch of mix up. They using the island for their personal bullshit. Either having beef with you because they want to screw all the men on the island because they trying to recruit them, and God forbid you get a man that's on the island, And then if he's not on the island and they can't stand you, they find out who you dating so they can send somebody after him. And it's a whole bunch of nonsense. You know, whole bunch of nonsense. And some guys, is not strong enough to deal with the attack. So therefore, maybe they plan do work that you do end up being by yourself. But it's better than being owned. And that guy has to be like, listen, you can't control me. And then PD come into that, because when they approach you with their gang members, like the LKs probably approach my ex or whatever, he probably stood up to them, and then probably they brought in PD. Just like with this parking situation, when my family park, they want to call PD because their family come and ticket. I have a video of one of their family members, and she told me, she said, everything that come through this precinct, I know about it. That's what she told me. The 69th precinct, yeah, she told me. Real cocky like. I said, oh, good for you. Nothing gets past me. Good for you. So they not only try to intimidate you, they try to intimidate your mate. So, your mate just has to be a strong person. Don't be scared. Take name and badge numbers and tell it to me. If you don't want to snitch, I'll snitch. I'll be the snitch. I'll be that. Because you're not going to approach my man and want to threaten him and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to call somebody on your ass. I'm not going to call your supervisor down at the precinct, because if I go to the precinct, all your friends is going to be cock blocking. I won't even be getting. I'll go to the commissioner. I'll call the mayor, and then the mayor will say, "What? Somebody did it. Can you train?" Yeah, somebody will get it. You're not gonna be threatening my man and telling my man don't come on the block, or don't come see her, or don't do this, or then you're gonna want to press charges, some fake charges on them, or harass them every minute, giving them a ticket for this and giving them a ticket. No, you're not gonna do that. I'm going to watch you, because you're doing all that for a reason. So maybe you in the drug game. I'm going to find out. I'll find out. You're not the only one who knows somebody who knows somebody. I know people too. Or at least I know how to find out about you. I'll find out. Say your names a couple of times and find out, what is she into? Who she know? Or you know that person, but that person into credit card fraud. Really? Yep. I'll be that snitch. Call me whatever you want. I'll be that. Because like I said before, you're not going to torture me and sit there and look pretty and have a good laugh about it. I'm going to find out about you, and I'm going to tell who I have to tell. I'm going to call DEA. I'll call the FBI for credit card fraud. I'll do whatever and say I'll let them know. I'm not going to make nothing up. Your own life is going to bust you, because I'm going to report you. It's not no street life or street code with me. I'm not going to go by street code, and you want to do shit to me because you got a whole crew behind you, and you see me and my man by ourselves or whatever. No, you're not going to do that. If he don't want to snitch, I'm going to snitch. Since he want to live the code of the street, I'm going to be the snitch. I'll be that. All day, every day. I'm going to be eating cheese off all day. It's no street code when you keep messing with me and my family. No. If my family don't want to say anything, I'll say it. They want to live off the street and deal with it on no. I'm going to snitch. I'm going to call whatever department I got to call. Yep. I'm going to do that. I'm just letting you know in advance. I'm going to let you know in advance what I'm doing. And you been knew that because you bother me. I used to call FBI. I used to call DEA. Yeah, I do that. Yep, that's me. Good luck to the officers who's going through this. Like I said, it's not going to be an easy road, but if you follow this path, you won't be owned by anybody. They won't have any in your head. Your record will stay clean. They'll try to dirty it up, of course, but you have to take notes and tell the warden and above. You got to get past the secretaries, of course, because they have the secretaries watching the wardens and the commissioners and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be a hard path, but you must do it just to keep, you know, keep the keep your independence. Keep your independence. Understand? Because later on, when they get tired of you, they gonna set you up anyway. Because one day they might tell you, come pick up the drugs, and they setting you up to get caught. So now what? You in jail. You lost your freedom, and you thought you was helping them out. No, they tired of you now. Or maybe somebody else is noticing, or the other team is noticing, and they coming after you. So they set you up for the fall guy or the fall girl, and now you in jail. Your family is suffering, and they still moving on with their business. So, eventually one day, they going to do all that stuff for you. So I say don't even start. Don't even fall for that. Don't be don't be scared. You don't need all that in your life. Tell somebody. But like I said, warden and above. I don't know if any of them is wardens now. So I don't know if they got to the top yet. I haven't been there in a couple of years. Because they was gunning for that promotion, boy. These female depths and these Jamaican depths and stuff yeah, they was trying to get up there to be wardens. And, Canty, she wanted to be commissioner. She just, you know, yep. Good luck.